Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and we are live. Let me get Diet Coke open. Yeah. Sitting here drinking my Diet Coke, doing a live stream for you guys, looking sexy as hell as usual. And for those of you who think I don't look sexy as hell drinking my Diet Coke, nobody cares what you think. I didn't ask you shit. All right, a quick reminder for those of you who are watching these after the fact, which is the majority of you, please remember to click like down below. Join my Orc Army with a channel membership. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and use my Amazon affiliate link. All right, few people getting in here. Let's get ready for some questions. All right, 10 people. Start clicking the like, guys. Give it engagement so that more people show up. I really need to shave. I should have shaved before I did this. Right. All right. 19 people. Let's get some questions. I noticed I tend to lean on the side that I supinated during deadlifts. Does this lead to an increased chance of bicep tears? No. Increased chance of bicep tears are going to be from not locking your elbow, using the wrong drug stacks, right? Using the wrong drug stacks, or just simply overuse. Generally, the combination of all three. The combination of all three is usually what's going to get you almost every time. Is 5 sets twice a week better than 10 sets once a week, or does it even matter? Nick, we could debate that. The scientific literature at this point, if we're talking purely for hypertrophy, doesn't seem to matter. Doesn't seem to matter, quite frankly. As long as weekly volumes are equated and our same rough amounts of tension, rate of perceived exertion are there. But again, it's all about how you're balancing the recovery and flow of your training. I think when we're asking questions at this level, you probably don't need to be writing your own programs. Just going to throw that out there. Will taking a block of high bar training transfer over to low bar? Depends on how you define high bar and low bar. I think what doesn't transfer as well is your stance width. Narrow stance squatting doesn't transfer as well to wide stance squatting as wide stance squatting does to narrow. So are you changing your stance position, or are you simply changing where you position the bar on your traps and your torso angle? I think the bar placement isn't going to matter particularly. Thoughts on doing a back extension with a barbell like Pete Rubish? Think they're good. Jason, is the pull the bar apart a good cue for benching? Yes, it is. It helps you engage the lats and stay tight on the eccentric rep. When would you program Bulgarian split squats versus belt squats? Generally, when a person doesn't have a belt squat. Avi, how often do you see me do split squats now that I own a belt squat? I don't think I've done them even once since I bought the belt squat. I like isolateral leg work in some cases if it has other carryover due to the specific thing you're doing if we don't have it, but most of the benefits we get from isolateral leg work are actually obtained from the belt squat, and unless we're trying to avoid overuse. But we can also avoid overuse by adding chains to the belt squat machine or changing our stance. Hey, coach, why do you program 60% for tens on conjugate and 50% on the other programming? For very obvious reasons, Arno. We're not as fatigued. We are not as fatigued after doing a training max on conjugate versus an AMRAP set, right? It's a very simple answer. Hey, Jason, how does the lat feel? It's a little sore, but I am bruised all to hell. Oh, going to hop down to Chris since he gave a donation. I appreciate the donation, brother. Glad to have you back. I know you're not a fan of linear periodization, but could an early, mid, or intermediate get away with it from a recovery standpoint? Sure, absolutely. I don't like it long term due to the injury rate. All right, let me catch back up to where we were up here. I'm going to miss some. Hey, Jason, I'm fairly new to the concept of deload. Then joint ache and CNS burnout. CNS burnout's not real. Is occurring as of last week. Is my body weight movement is doing body weight movement as a deload? Okay, no. Deload. I mean, if you're doing a bunch of body weight movements and they're challenging, you're doing close to limit sets, it's not a deload. Wouldn't 5 sets twice a week technically allow to more quality volume due to less fatigue per session? Because of the 10 sets, you won't be able to do the same weight or reps as 5 sets. It will lead to more tonnage. However, we could make the point that the 10 sets is more fatiguing from a metabolic fatigue perspective with the lighter weight. 6 one way, half a dozen the other. You need to look at it in the context of your overall flow of your programming. What accessory movements do you think you'd program for a strict curl athlete? A good orthopedic surgeon. You talk about a strength sport that will tear biceps. There you have it. You're at a hell of a lot higher chance of tearing a bicep on that than you are setting a deadlift world record. I know a lot of guys who tear biceps doing the strict curl. I don't know that you need accessory movements. Just get bigger biceps, bigger, stronger biceps. Work on your technique. It's pretty much a single joint exercise. There's not much you can do for accessory. Not really much you can do other than just other types of curls to reduce overuse. I would spend a lot of time doing tendon work, though, maybe really, really high rep band curls just to help strengthen those tendons and hypertrophy them, because bicep tears are your biggest concern. Jason, for busy people, is it acceptable to program upper lower once a week? Let's say Monday upper, Friday lower. Sure, but if you really need to get more than 2 workouts a week, to be honest, but if that's all you could do, I think that would be fine. Hi, Jason. I'm following your ICF 2.0 program, but I'm suffering from back pain, which I suspect is from weak glutes. Should I add some more supplemental work for this? You're a novice if you're running that program. Everything is weak. You don't have weak points. Your entire body is weak from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Run the program. Up your protein. Eat more. Hey, Jason, as a tall lifter, how can I bring up my deadlift? What do you mean? You're tall. Tall people have the best deadlifts in the world. Like if you're 6'5 plus, you should have a monstrous motherfucking deadlift with shitty programming in no time. You just won't have a good pound for pound deadlift, right? You just won't have a good pound for pound deadlift. Follow any program. You're at a genetic advantage. You're at a genetic advantage on the deadlift. It's the squat that you're going to have problems with. Is training a training max on both a pull and a squat day on ME days overdoing it? I don't think so. Oh, okay, I'm going to talk to this silly troll. Hey, coach, I just heard from the new condo owner that you're getting a boot soon. Are you going to Dove Point, or have you found a nice storage unit? Well, first of all, you can't kick people out of their homes. It's illegal for no reason. Okay. It's illegal for no reason. Also, the Dove Point Lane. This is why you guys think you know stuff about me. You trolls don't know anything about me. You just make it up. You do realize the house my parents owned on Dove Point Lane, they sold it 23 years ago. 23 years ago. That's how little you guys know. So, bye-bye, your band, silly little troll. At least find out where my dad lives. Come on. Jason, it looks like you gained a lot of mass on your delts and traps lately. If I remember correctly from your videos, are you doing lateral raises these days? You've seen me do a ton of upright rows. And I did some lateral raises the other day. Hey, coach, using ME just one time every 2 to 3 weeks and doing mostly DE isn't No, you were told in my comments section No. Why are you asking the same questions? Why are you asking the same questions? You know it's bullshit. If it worked, I would do it, or I would have my clients do it. Can you even rep out 315 on raw bench? Oh, okay. Big feminine hips. This is one of my trolls. Big feminine hips. Why are you so obsessed with my hips, bro? Serious question. Why are you so obsessed with my hips? Like what is it that like sexually excites you about it that you need to talk about it and make a post about it? Maybe you need to explore what's going on with your own sexuality, bro. But bye-bye. What's up, Jason? I just got some rings. What are your overall thoughts on them for training? Do you have experience with them? I think they cause injuries. I got hurt last time I used rings. Rings cause tons of injuries. If you're not on them full time as a gymnast, don't use them. All right, where are we at? Let me scroll further down. How do you normally program for busy people? You still have them work out 4 days a week? Yes. I recently switched to low bar squatting from high bar squatting for years. The weight seems so much easier for my lower body, but really hard for the upper body. Do you have any tips for that? Train your abs more? Work your upper back more? Are deloads during cuts and deloads during bulks programmed differently in any way? No, they're best on different stuff. Bob, Ruby Cherie, which is not her legal name, by the way. That's not her real name. Shared simpy audio messages from you. Oh, you thought they were simpy. Well, Bob, why do you care? What is it about you that makes you care and feel the need to tell me that? Like, what's wrong with you? It sounds like you have a personal problem. All right. UVE, I don't know who that is, said letting the biceps get used to that stretch position for mixed grip is good besides the death. I can't even read what you wrote, brother. I'm sorry. I've seen programs with low rep back off sets, 2 to 3 sets at 80 to 90% intensity. I understand you prefer high volume back off sets. No, I don't recommend you do this at all, Joseph. Coach, why were you telling Ruby you liked being pegged plus you have woman's hips? Well, I never told her that, first of all. Again, you're making stuff up. And again, if you think I have woman's hips, that says a lot about your sexuality, bro. Maybe you're the one who likes being pegged. Bye-bye, little troll. All right, there's 73 of you watching and 18 likes. I'm not talking anymore till the likes go up. There we go. Why did Ruby block you? Technically didn't. Not completely. But I don't care. I'm over it. I'm over it, guys. You're gone, little troll. Bye-bye. Any ideas on fixing overdevelopment on one side of my back erectors and rhomboids from where they overcompensate when I broke my ribs? I don't know. You need to hire me for consultation for that one. Sorry. You think conjugate or 531 is better for bringing up a bench, or do you think you can get strong AF on either one? I think you get strong on either one. Guy down here says, the amount of YouTube troll channels makes me cringe. David, it's sad, isn't it? You know, and the thing is, it says more about those people than it does about me, doesn't it? Right? It really says more about them. All right. I've been drinking quite heavily after the last few months, made no strength gains during that time. I'm aware and cutting it out. But how has strength been maintained despite drinking heavily? What do you mean how? You're lifting weights. Let's see. Hey, Jason, you look old. Your mom looks old, bro. Why don't you send a picture of me to your mom? I bet you she'd hit it. Say hello to your sexy mama for me. Bye-bye, troll. Is straight leg deadlift basically the same as RDL? Is one better than the other for hamstrings and strength improvement? They're different movements for a different purpose. Oh, someone's got a picture of one of my exes, Illinois Beauty. That's beautiful. So you're basically admitting that I was dating a hot girl and you're jealous. And bye-bye. All right. Bet you wish you could get a girl that hot. Did you jerk off to her? Did you jerk off to her picture while thinking about me? You just admit it. You can admit it, dude. It's all good. I get it, man. I'm using a new pull-up bar in my gym, which is thicker. I've lost a rep or two off my max. Does it matter? Should I go back to the thinner bar? Well, your grip will catch up. The real question is Coke Zero or Diet Coke. This one's Diet Coke. I like Coke Zero, though. You guys can see that big old bruise. It's run all the way down my arm from my shoulder at this point. Jason, my other lifts do excel as a tall lifter, but I sacrificed everything for my deadlift. And she still won't. Oh, another one of you trolls. Bye-bye. Put justice for Nova. So why don't you go talk to Alex Rosin about that? If you really wanted justice for Nova, you'd go talk to Alex. I have his address, by the way. All the specialty bars, have you ever been thinking about getting a log press or interested? No, I'm not interested in a log press. What do you think of one triple followed by 3 sets of 10? No. See, and how about you do what I say instead of coming up with your own bullshit? Okay, because you ask a lot of questions, you don't know how to program. I've told you that before, right? That's fair. I've told you don't know how to program. You need to follow. You need to follow a proven template, or you need to hire a coach. I'm gonna be honest because I see enough of your questions. Just stop. Stop. You're fucking it up. And I've told you that before. You need a coach, or you need to follow someone else's programming. You're not special. You're not a unique snowflake who needs a completely different rep and set and percentage than other people. Hey, coach, any training advice for people with very small head like yours? My head is small. Do you spend a lot of time thinking about my head? Is this something that you think about much? I mean, I'm clearly in your thoughts. Clearly in your thoughts pretty often. What is your main goal in programming good mornings? Depends on what you're trying to do. There we go, David. You're right. The funny part is the people who follow those channels, you can literally just tell they live in their parents' basement and don't go outside. Yep. How different is programming for advanced lifters versus intermediates? It's more complex. We have higher fatigue management stuff to deal with because they're lifting much, much heavier weights, even for their work sets. And we'll get rid of another troll. You're obsessed about my teeth. So you spend a lot of time thinking about my teeth. It's really important to you. That's sad, dude. That's sad. Hey, coach, are you going to buy any more clothes? Are you going to continue your peasant lifestyle? Oh. Or I could just block you. All right, let me get rid of a few of these trolls. These people are getting boring. And then I can get to some real questions. No, Alex was not trolling. Person claiming to be Ruby. For the record, I have forgiven Jason Sullivan water under the bridge. What would she be forgiving? I didn't do anything. So I saw you do hammer curls. How many sets of them do you do weekly? We do less sets of hammer curls when you bring Rose back. I wish you a speedy recovery for your lap, by the way. All right. 5 to 10 sets a week. Do you ever recommend seated dumbbell overhead press? I have clients who do seated overhead press. Wow. Ooh, look at this troll. All right. Your mom is ashes. Guys, I want everyone to observe how sick the people are who hate me. Like, this is anyone who hates me, there's something mentally wrong with them. Okay. He put your mother is ashes. Yes, my mother was cremated. She's in an urn. Moving to Dove Point Lane, which my parents sold 23 years ago. And why are your teeth absent? I have teeth. What are you talking about? So, again, an example of someone who thinks they know something about me. If you knew anything about me, because you guys clearly don't, you would know that house was sold 23 years ago. Do you notice any significant benefits from greasing the groove? You get stronger at chin-ups and pull-ups. All right, can we get some real questions? Marco, please quit asking goofy questions about intermediate versus you ask those a lot. I might have missed it, but you know where you will live after Worlds? Of course I do. I already know where I'm living, yes. I will have the place before Worlds and move after. All right. Why so many of them today? I use your live streams to learn. Future, I don't get it, man. Because some people are just simply not interested, unfortunately, in learning. They just want to obsess about other people because of their own emotional problems. It's very, very sad. It really is. Yeah. All right. Let me get rid of some of these trolls. I'm really bad at training bench compared to squat and deadlift. Is there any difference in rep range or amount of accessories? My squat is around 450. My bench is like 240. Alex, again, a case of something like that. Your question is too detailed. There is no way for me to answer that. That is a consultation level question. Consultations are $100 an hour. And let me get rid of this fake Ruby. See, again, if you guys knew anything, you'd use her real name, right? You'd use her actual real legal name, not her internet name. But you don't actually know anything. All right, bye-bye. I rewatched an interview with Matt Winning, and he said he could bench 562, squat 832, and deadlift 744 before he took any PEDs. That's BS, right? I mean, he's obviously gifted, but come on. Well, what do you think? I'm not going to make a negative statement like that and accuse someone else of being a liar who competes in my federation because that's a potential problem. All right. Is benching 5x5 every day, 2 days, every 2 days for novice lifters optimal or more of a gap between workouts? It depends on what's going on with your programming. You mentioned pull the bar apart as a good cue to stay tight. I'm curious what your thoughts are on bend the bar cue for benching. It literally depends upon the lifter. The two cues do the same thing, just some people find it does the same thing better than others do. All right. Oh, look at this one. Again, these sickos. Uncle Mike, bend over Jason. These people enjoy making fun of the fact that somebody was molested as a child. That tells you a lot. That tells you a lot about their mindset. These people need to be locked up. Hey, the guy who made that account, I want you to understand you really and truly need help. You are a truly sick individual, but I'm going to go ahead and block you. Do you ever eat organ meats that are nutritionally dense? Nope. I'm not going to give you advice on your HRT protocol using Cialis Pro. Sorry. Hey, coach, I started to do low bar squats after years of high bar squatting, but I'm confused as to where exactly on your rear delt should the bar rest, more on the top or closer to the middle. You got to find your uncomfortable spot. Just keep in mind the lower down it is, the harder it may be on your shoulders. Hey, how Jason, what should be the basic squat setup for heavy lifting, high bar or low bar in the shelf? I don't know, whichever one you're more comfortable with. All right. Mukhar has a donation, so we go to his question. All right. Is the dumbbell one arm row enough back work twice a week on 531? I think I might have a back weakness, but I don't want to overreach by adding more rows. That's probably fine. Probably be fine. Hey, coach. There's someone that placed a contact microphone on your window and recorded you. You should be scared. Ooh. Well, that person will be going to jail if they really did it. So you're gone. Do you think you'll ever retire from lifting heavy, or is this the way for life? It's the way for life. All right, man. These trolls are just out of control today. Bye-bye. What percentage of lifters in a typical gym do you think can bench 225? I don't know. Why don't you go to the gym and watch everyone in the gym and take notes and come up with your own statistic and publish it? And you'll have an answer. Someone asked me if I'm addicted to pornography. No, I actually am not an advocate of porn. I think porn is harmful for people. But you are also gone because of the name that you chose. Bye-bye. Okay. Oh my God. Let me get rid of more of these trolls. Hey, Jason, on a positive note, is there any fitness YouTuber who improved their training advice you may not have agreed with them in the past? King, I'm the only fitness YouTuber. What are you talking about? King Bruce, I've explained this before, right? I don't watch other fitness YouTubers anymore. In my world, they don't exist. They don't exist. I'm the only fitness YouTuber on the entire planet. What other fitness YouTubers? I ignore them. Why do you think your closed grip bench is stronger than your wide grip? I think it has to do with the fact that maybe with my longer arms, I don't get that much reduced range of motion with wide grip. I'm able to get tighter, and I'm able to use my lats to slingshot a closer grip out of the bottom more because I have big ass lats. And it has to do with that external movement I get along with the wrist stacking on the closed grip. So I'm considerably stronger at it. I appreciate the donation, brother, and you're absolutely right. And I'm glad that you appreciate the free info you got over the years. All right. I'm going to wind this down in a minute. One of my orc warriors down here asked a question now. Hey, Jason, what are your thoughts on Nordic hamstring curl? Worth doing if someone doesn't have access to a GHR? No, find a way to do hamstring curls. I don't like Nordic curls because I think they're an injury risk. And as much as I love the glute ham raise, right? As much as I love the glute ham raise, I simply do not think that the Nordic hamstring curl really replicates the movement. And I think it's high risk. So there's no point. I'm just not a fan. Coach, just someone who just gave a donation, which I appreciate. Coach, doing between 18 and 24 sets too much in 531. For example, 531 plus 5 sets of 10s at 60%, later pin lay rows, 60%, 3 sets of overhead curl. No, that's fine because you're doing different body parts. Like I wouldn't do 24 sets for the same muscle group on 531, right? I wouldn't do that. But as far as what you're doing overall, that's perfectly reasonable, right? Perfectly reasonable. Last question. I'm going to wind it down. Would you ever do YouTube boxing? It's a lucrative market at the moment. You know, it's a lucrative market, my strength coaching. And you know what? I don't have to get hit in the face. We get rid of this last little troll. You know, we know more about you than you think. We have big plans. That's nice. Oh, hold on. Let me get rid of this last little troll. Man, you guys have got some weird sexual fantasies. All right. But this was a productive live stream. I hope it has been informative. I love all of you guys and gals. And I will talk to you next time.